Okay, so you have to start a new part, and what I want you to do is click on extrude and then click on front and make that parallel to your screen. The next part is I want you guys to do point, one right on the x-axis, and it is 180 units away. And I want you to get a second point, and I want you to put it in the top right quadrant. I want this to be 200, and it is 110 units far from the x-axis. Next, make a circle here on the second point. The circle is 40 in diameter. Let's bring this closer. From there, bring a line from here all the way to the y-axis, and then bring it down. This has to be 50. From here, make another line, bring it this way, and this has to be 40. Make another line, bring it all the way to the x-axis, bring it to the point, and I want you to make one more line that I want you to keep moving on here until you see this sign that shows up that is tangent. So now so if you move here, move along. Now it's tangent, click OK, and this is what you have here. Next, I want you to click on fillet, and I want you to fill it here, between here and here, and this has to be 25. So this is the radius between the two. And we need to delete this segment, this, and that. We also have to create a fillet. So you might have this as round. So sometimes they call round, sometimes fillet. It's the same idea. Click here and here. And this is 10. Click here and here. And make this 25. Same thing here and here. And it is also 25. Every time you do a fillet, you have to click the middle mouse button so you can get the actual dimension. And then click OK. The thickness of this is just 6. So now you have this thing that looks like a duck, and click OK. So if you have this, we need to make another extrusion. So click on extrude, and I want you to click on this surface, the front surface of your duck. So click here, and let's make it parallel. What you click now is this here that says offset. So if you click on offset, then a small pop-up is going to show up asking you what type of offset you want, and you have to say loop. Next, you have to choose what you're offsetting, and at this point I want to offset this around here. And you see how this arrow is pointing upwards. We need to make it so that we go downwards. So what we have to do is, for the value, do minus and click 15 here, and click on this green check mark. So now it showed up here. So it's this offset is you make another line that is parallel to the first line, and then you have to decide how far that is. Once you have that, click OK, and this is what it looks like. So you need to reverse it. Make sure you have selected Remove Material. So now you have this duck ready. Let's make a drawing. So go to New, to File, New. Let's create a drawing. I'm going to call this duck and click OK. Let's do empty and let's choose landscape. Standard size is, this is how big your paper is. Let's do printing paper, that is A4, and click OK. So now this showed up here. If you go to General View, click OK, and let's click here. So I want to get the front view, apply, but I want to make it bigger. So what you do is you click on Scale. Instead of 0.01, let's make it 0.5. I think I made it too big. Let's try 0.25. Still too big. Oh, I forgot the 0. There you go. So I had an extra 0 that I forgot to add the first couple times. So from here, let's do a projection. So if you click here, you can click on Projection View. So now this is your top view. So it's going to show the thickness of the duck. And the last thing that I encourage you to add is your actual 3D model. You could choose whether isometric, trimetric, or user-defined. I like isometric, so I'm going to keep it as is and apply. Okay, so now you have this. Maybe let's move it a little bit down so it's here. You will notice that in this drawing you don't need to have the other projections. So you don't need the side view, just because it really is nothing. You're just looking at a line that looks like the top view. Next, click on Annotate. Click on Show Model Annotations. This is too much. All I want to show here actually is the thickness. So I'm going to click on Thickness and click Apply and close this. So here is the thickness. Now on this one it might be a little bit different. So I want to show more annotations on this view. Click on Model Annotations again. I'm going to click here. You see many showed up. So I want to keep this 200. I think it's important. The 180 is also very important. Let's keep the 40. Let's keep the 110. R25, R10, 50, 40, and click OK. So now that this is what it looks like, and you can change some dimensions if you want on the fly here, but I'm not going to do that. I need to move this here. Also this one, let's move it so it's more readable. Maybe move this up. Okay, so once you have that, you could also add a table. This is where your information is going to go, so I'm just going to have one here that says my name. And you can change how this looks by changing the height. So if you change the height, the size of this whole thing will change. And so on.